Hello. So I've just got a little kind of thing I just thought about the other day that we could do on the Deluge. I was messing about with. Actually, no. I was watching some videos about playing live with Ableton Live. And obviously, Ableton Live has, if you know Ableton Live, it's got a beat repeat function, which I was kind of watching and thought, oh god, I wish the Deluge had something like that, because it's great for playing live, particularly like drum fills and stuff. And I kept thinking about it. I thought, is there a way of doing it? And I thought, well, actually, I wonder if there is. I wonder if we could use the arpeggiator to basically make a beat repeat thing for us. And you can, and it's bloody genius, if I do say so myself. I don't know whether I'm the first person to ever think about this or not, or everybody's already doing it, but it's certainly something I've never thought about before. I'm just going to restart this. Sorry. And yeah, I felt very pleased with myself. So I thought, I'll share my knowledge with you. So from a live point of view, this is freaking awesome, I think, because you can play like drum fills and stuff. Right. So I'm just going to go into a kit. I'm going to just do this on the drums. Obviously, you can do it on different instruments. So I was going to put a basic 808 kit in, and we'll just get a little groove going. Okay, so let's say I want some like snare drum fills to go off in this. All we're going to do is highlight the, select the snare. If we go into the arpeggiator mode and turn it on, the default setting is up. Now, if we do it with up, it's like, yeah, okay, well. And then I kind of thought, for some reason, why is that not playing? Oh, there we go. I'm pressing the wrong button. So. Yeah, okay, then I thought, yeah, no, because obviously that's going up over 2 octaves and it's not on the same note with the snare drum fill. Easily done. All we've got to do is go down to our octaves, take that down to 1, and we now have a beat repeat on the snare drum. What we can also do, obviously we've got the gate we can change. And obviously I'm going to just show you some MIDI mapping in a second, so we can have control over this live. Let's just take that down to about 30. And then we can just change the synchronization things. So. Okay, so genius, if I do say so myself. I'll do some MIDI mapping on this in a second and just sort of show you how you can kind of map it if you've got like a pad controller. It's really cool. What you've got to watch out for is, obviously, if you're having just a single note like this, it won't affect it. Okay, but if you kind of make that note longer, okay, you're going to get that in there. But, I mean, that's a quite quick way of programming some 16ths. Let's say I want just like 4 16ths on beat 4. Can we not do longer notes on the bass drum? No, clearly not. So, that's one thing we could do with it. I was messing about then with the hi-hat. And obviously, I mean, you can actually use this to record as well, which is quite cool. If you've ever used a push with Ableton Live, you've got the repeat kind of function down on one side of that. And you can kind of do a similar sort of thing with this. If I go into the hi-hat and turn it on, take it down to 1 octave. Okay, we've now got 16ths. So, if I want to quickly record some 16ths, I'm only doing a 1 bar thing here, but okay, and there we go. I've just recorded that in. It's 1 note. And obviously you could record. How could you do that? Right, let me just try something else. I'm just kind of thinking of things as I do it. Just wondering if I can change. Right, it's going to make that a little bit longer. I'm going to get rid of those hi-hats. I was wondering if I can change the sync settings on a live basis. No. Don't think. Oh, can we? No, it's set on that. Okay, that would have been cool if you could do that, but okay, all right, fair enough. So let's just get that back to where we're with one bar. Now, the other thing I found was pretty cool with the hi-hat is actually if you leave it on 2 octaves, you can get quite a nice kind of human sort of feel to the hi-hat, almost with like accents and ghost note kind of things going off. So if we go to 2 on the hi-hat, we kind of get it. If you go on the up setting, it's kind of like it's accenting on. Let's just put that in as a whole. Okay, so it's kind of like playing, almost like it's playing one louder and one quieter as it sort of takes the pitch up. We can do it. Then you can kind of then reverse it. If you go the modus down. Okay, it gives you quite a nice sort of feel on the hi-hat. And the thing I thought would sounded really cool was if you go on random, we get kind of a nice sort of human sort of feel with it. Which is very freaking cool. Okay, now if you're trying to program those notes, all different velocities, take you forever. Do it like that on random. Excellent. Right, I'm just going to put... let's just take that off. Just keep it going like that. So let's do a little bit of mapping. What I've got over here is an MPK. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to map the bass drum to this pad and the snare drum to this pad. So all I've got to do is I'm going to try... I've not got enough hands for this. Right, anyway, we're going to hold learn, press the bass drum, and then if I press that first pad there, okay, that's now playing that bass drum note there. If I do the same thing with the snare drum, we're going to hold learn, hold that pad, oops, press this one. Sorry, I've mapped them both the same thing now. Right, I'll just do that off camera. Just give me 1 sec. Let's just cancel out those because I'm trying to hold things and do it. Right. Bass drum, snare drum. Right, hang on. Let me just work out why that's doing them both at the same time. Okay, I think it's something to do with the settings on my MPK Mini because I don't think there's... I need to just... I'll do that off screen. I'll come back at the end and just work out what's happening, because I think they're sending out notes rather than anything else. But anyway, let's just say, so we've got the bass drum mapped to this pad here. We're going to put the arpeggiator on. Ooh. If I could do the right button, 1 octave. So then you've got pad control. Over your beat repeats. So if we're doing drum fills live and other stuff, very, very cool. So what I'll do is I'm going to just change the settings on the MPK Mini because I want to make sure that you can map different drums to different pads. You should be able to, and I will come back and carry on with that in a second. Right, I'm back after much faffing about. I realised for some reason my the MPK had just reset itself, and all the pads were just generating, they were playing out the same note. It was all on C2, which is why I was just mapping one thing and it was playing all the others. So I've now got bass drum on this pad and the snare drum on there. So as I can do single hits, which is pretty cool as well. But if I hold down, okay, we get the beat repeat. So I can like play the groove in the background and then you've got to watch it. It gets a little bit. These are quite. I didn't realise these were as velocity sensitive as they are. So, which I think you can probably change. I think I would just need to mess about with the settings in the editor for this, but. And then I guess what we could do is, I'm not sure if it'll work or not. I'm going to map the filter to one of the dials on the MPK. So if we do the cutoff, I'm not sure if it will do it. Yes. Not sure if I got the right thing. Yeah, I've mapped the wrong thing. I've mapped the bass drum. Oh well. Have I? Oh no, I've mapped the resonance. Up it. Right. Snare drum. There we go. Mapped the wrong thing. Right, it's that one. So I've now got control of that from okay, so in fact I'm going to change the filter to high pass. So I can now mess about with the filter from here. So again, yeah, from a live point of view, and obviously, if you wanted another snare drum going in the background, you can just create your own kit with different snares and have one snare not on the arpeggiator for the beat repeat, and you know the other snare, so you can just affect either bit. So it's really just down to your imagination, I think, of what you could do with that. So again, you know, everybody out there may have already thought of doing this, but it's just dawned on me that this is quite a cool little feature for playing live and doing drum fills and beat repeat stuff. Doesn't have to be on drums, it could be on anything, and yeah, pretty cool. So thanks for watching this one, and I'll be back with something else at some stage in the future. Cheers.